Alright guys, welcome to your 39th tutorial, and in this lesson I'm going to be building the GUI for our, I don't know if you want to call it like a chat. It's more like an instant messaging program because, two people are going to be connected on different computers and going to be able to talk to one another. So I think I'm going to call it an instant messaging instead of a chat room because, a chat room is like with multiple people. So anyways, let's go ahead and set up the GUI, and of course if you, watch any of my tutorials, we do this in the constructor. So the first thing we need to do is make a method that's the same name as our class, and this class is server. And actually, let me just go ahead and give me some more blank lines so you guys can see a little bit easier. Alright, so public server. So the first thing we need to do is add a title at the top of the window, and I'll just name this Bucky's Instant Messenger. What a great name for our program. Now, the next thing I want to do is set up the text field where the user can go ahead and type text. So, remember, we made a variable already for it last time, and it is actually user text equals new jtext field with no parameters. So now we basically have that text field set up. Now we can go ahead and do a couple things to it. Now the very first thing I want to do is I actually want to run a method on this called set editable, and I want to set this equal to false. Now with the method set editable, I always freaking put that user text set editable. Now what this means is by default, before you are connected to anyone else, you're not allowed to type anything in the message box. So why did I do this? Well, first of all, if you're not connected to anyone, and there basically wouldn't even be a point to typing anything in the message box, because imagine signing on, AOL Instant Messenger and typing something into the message box and hitting enter. It's like, dude, you're not even talking to anyone. Why the heck would you hit enter? And so first of all, it would just be a waste of time to type something in there. Second of all, whenever you try to send something through the stream and no one's connected on the other side, you're going to get a lot of crap messing up. So that's why we don't want the user to be able to type anything in here, because if they try to send something through the stream and no one's on the other side, then it's just going to mess crap up. So set editable equal to false. And by the way, whenever they do connect to someone, we can change this to true, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that later on. So now what we need to do is we need to add an action listener. So user text, add a method called add, come on, pop up, action listener. There we go. Too lazy to type it. And let me go ahead and make sure this looks all pretty. Alright, now inside here, of course, we have new listener. I'm not going to explain this. You guys already know what's going on right here. And inside here, basically whenever something happens inside, a method gets called public void action performed, and the event is action event. So there we go. After all of that, we finally got it set up. So basically, whenever the user types something into that text box, basically their message, and hits enter, then this method is going to be called action performed. That means that you hit enter. Obviously, what you want to do now is send the message that you typed into your text area. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating another method for this called send message, and of course I think you guys already know what this does. It sends the message, and that's why we got an error, because we didn't create this message yet. But it says, okay, what do you want to send? Well, event get action command right here. If we hover over this, it says returns the command string associated with this action. Basically what we're passing into this is the string or the text that we typed into that text field. So once a connection is complete with someone else, you're going to be able to type stuff into that text field, and whenever we hit the enter button, it's just going to send whatever message we typed in. So after this, after we send the message, what we want to do is we actually want to set user text, which is that text field, set text equal to nothing. Now, why do we want to set this equal to nothing? Well, think about it. Think of, your messaging program, whether you use Google Chat or Facebook or, AOL Instant Messenger. Whenever you type something into the message area and hit enter, your message doesn't sit there in the message area still. It shows up in the chat area so your friend can see, but the main message area where you type your message now turns blank again, and it waits for you pretty much to type another message. So pretty much it resets to nothing and waits for you to type another message. So that's what we're doing right here. If we didn't have this line of code, then you would send your message and the message would still be sitting there in the text area. Kind of a waste of you would have to delete it. Pretty much a waste of time. So now what we need to do is just add all this stuff to the screen. So add user text border layout north. So this is pretty much going to be sitting on the top of the screen. Now the chat window, we have to go ahead and create this. This is the main window where all of your messages get displayed, yours and your friends. What we want to do is, we didn't even create this yet, so new J text area. And now we have to add this to the screen. So add new J scroll pane with the chat window in there. Let me see if I typed that right. Yep, no errors. Alright, now I guess we might as well set the size for the main thing. So set size equal to 300 and 150. Now usually you would want it a little bit bigger than this. This is only going to be the size of a really small, I don't know, maybe pop-up or something. But since I'm going to be running both of these programs at the same time and I want them both to fit on the screen, I put it 300 by 150. And the last thing is set visible equal to true. So of course it's actually visible on your screen. Now, hopefully if you coded everything correctly, then you should only get this one error that says, okay, you know what, you didn't even create this method yet, so we have to do that later on, and of course we will in the upcoming tutorials. But now our constructor is complete, our GUI is successfully created, and it now has the little where is it, the little user text where you can type messages in, and the chat window where whenever you or your friend types a message and sends it, it displays in the main chat area. So in the next tutorial, what we're going to be doing is working on some of the housekeeping stuff, and I'm going to be explaining to you guys a little bit more about what this server variable means. So thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.